Hold on. And welcome back, everyone, to Bad Rolls. We are now in our second, and my camera's delayed. Oh, technical difficulties. There we go. So, welcome back, everybody, to Bad Rolls. The fun D&D adventure we started here to play with our BNG awesome crew, streamers and behind-the-sceners alike. So, we're going to switch over and bring them up. Just to let everyone know, we are down 2 players this week. The fun of doing it with live internet and prior engagements. Crass Kitty cannot be with us because she had prior items, and Kilted Frog also cannot make it because his internet's down. So it does bring up some issues and everything else, but don't worry, your DM's got you. So let's switch over to everybody and say hello before we get into the recap. There we are. We have everybody on screen now. And you very much are live.
Hello.
We're live? Shit, I got
Yes.
Are we? Uh-oh.
I'm not live. I'm an android.
It's only downhill from here.
Yeah.
The androids are alive. Just ask them.
One quick one, Grakees. You want to remove the text from your panel that now has 2 texts.
Whoops, thank you. Boop. That's all fixed.
Excellent.
My camera's doing a weird hitch today. I don't know why. It like does it for a second and then stops. I restarted it. We'll just go with it. So, everyone, do you have anything going on this week that you'd like to tell our audience about beforehand? Before we get back into the story?
Is there anything more important than the story, though, really, honestly?
No.
Well, your
No,
streams. I want people to be following your streams as well.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, I do have one thing.
I don't have
It's
one.
my 1 month partner anniversary tomorrow.
Oh.
Mhm. 1 whole month. Time has flown.
I know. It seems like yesterday.
It does seem like yesterday. It's been a whirlwind of the month. But yes, I'll be doing the usual long stream tomorrow, with a bit of celebration on the side, to say thank you to everyone.
Well, we don't have Crass Kitty, but make sure you follow her channel as well. And her 1 month of partner should be coming up soon as well. Both of you hit it right about the same time.
I think it's the same day, actually.
Seriously?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Was it the
Yeah,
same
it was
day?
like
There was
It
a
was-
delay in the button, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think she got a butt delay.
And Astropub, how about yourself? What do you got?
Well, we're doing a little something different at the Astropub. We usually stick to just space games and stuff like that, but with the Division beta coming out, I tried that last night, had fun. A lot of people enjoyed watching it, so we're going to be doing a little bit more Division beta up until the it ends, so probably today and tomorrow. And then this week, with hopefully 2.2 going to PTU and hopefully getting access, we'll be covering almost exclusively Star Citizen for this week. However, I have been talking with the developers of a certain game called Infinium Strike. We played a little bit of that, and we might be playing a little bit of that soon too. So it's going to be an interesting space mixed with Apocalypse month or week.
Space Apocalypse.
Space Apocalypse.
Anybody else? Any other announcements before we get back into it? And I recap the audience for them.
I'm
No?
good.
All right, let's give you all a quick recap and get into the music switch. So, where we last left off, our adventurers had all met in Caprizi on the eastern coast of the Kingdom of Tem. It's sort of a fishing village. They got themselves into a little bit of trouble with the local law, and with this issue they were arrested and came into contact with the Major Domo of the city, Major Domo Soludil. No beeping, Skype.
Bloop.
So, with that, they were tasked to find the missing children of the Upper District. They had been going missing over the past several months, and in signing a contract, ended up with a weird mark right across their forearms, told that should they try to run, should they try anything nefarious, they would be summarily executed, as was the plan anyway. So, splitting up into 3 different groupings, they investigated throughout the city. Haster ran off to the library and the books as he normally would. Flint and Carrick, I believe, along with Raven, stuck around at the pub, did a little bit of investigating and some drinking, questioning employees and owners. And then Garrett and Nixie.
Mm-hmm.
I believe Zangulus too.
It's
They
very
all-
dramatic music.
Yes, it is. They all decided to run off and question other townspeople, including a dog. With this, they managed to dig up information that it appeared that the Toa were actually the ones behind the kidnapping, even though that didn't typically follow their patterns. So, following a trail, they headed down into the sewers of Caprizi and ended up in a cavern. With this, they battled with several Kuo-Toa and a rope, taking some damage along the way.
That damn rope.
They go further into the caverns and come across someone that actually claims to be Lady Aerothin of Caprizi, the daughter of the governor and governess. So, they were left in a tense situation, and at the last second, right before the end of the last episode, Haster broadcast something from his mind to everyone else, basically leaving a hissing voice in the minds of everyone in the nearby area. And that is where we start up on this episode.
Sounds about right.
The hissing continues into everyone's minds.
Haster, fool! You are too weak for me still. I expected better of you. They know now. They know what I'm after.
Haster is standing up against the wall still, clutching his hand into the stonework. Another hand to the forehead, purple, sparking across his eyes, his hand. He tries to stand up, looks back at all of you, and his eyes switch from the green coloring of before to almost a rainbow sheen briefly, and then spark purple and flare up. Erethin's standing there and everything else. Her shield's down. Her hammer's actually starting to spark with a bluish-white silver light and everything else.
I told you all! The children will not be yours! Well, little one, since you can hear me, the children are not of your concern.
And with that, Pastor bends his head back and lets out a scream. Ah! Purple flashes out of his eyes as a pulse and throws out across the entire hallway that you were standing in right before the room with the children. Everyone roll a dex save.
Ah, fudge.
Oh.
Fudgesicles.
Nat 20.
Force the Rogue hits a nat 20.
Yeah.
On a dex save.
So it's a total 25.
19 total.
17.
Okay.
7.
7 and 4. All right. So, everyone that went under 15, which includes Erethin, this pulse of purple blasts out. And actually, I'm rolling for Nixie and Nixie as well. The purple pulse blasts out from Haster with him screaming. Those of you that rolled under 15, you feel the wave hit into you and you're thrown backwards just onto the ground, pinned, and cannot move. All of your muscles seize up. Haster then stands up, and the voice actually comes through his own mouth.
This will be mine.
And he starts stepping forward into the room. One step.
I step in
Two.
front of him and stop him.
All right, you're gonna try and actually stop him.
I'm
Roll
gonna
an
step in front of him
athletics.
with my weapon out, and then be like, "You, I don't know what you are, but I will stop you."
Roll
You
an
realize
athletics, or are you taking a swing at him?
I'm stepping in front of him. I'm not gonna take a swing at him yet.
Okay.
Athletics.
Yep, athletics. If
I
you
think
want to
I'm
hold
gonna
him
draw
from
my
going
bow.
any
if that's
further.
what we're going
Yes.
with
21.
this. Oh.
All right, you
I like
managed to
that.
grab onto him, and
Right.
he just stands there. He's trying to move forward. He looks down at you, though.
I am stronger than I look.
It's true. You look like a halfling.
I start
Put his
trying to
fingers
like get into his head, try to get him Hester, I know you're in there. My friend, you are in there. Do not give in to whatever this dark impulse is. Fight it, my friend. Fight it.
Two fingers come up, and just quickly sleep. Roll a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. All right, 19. No, come on.
Oh.
I rolled a 19 on the die
Ah,
Oh.
for the hit of this one, for damage and everything else, and he's a little bit different. Two fingers tap you right on the head real quick because you were just trying to hold him in place, just keep him from moving,
yeah.
and didn't want to attack. You just look up, eyes roll back into your head. You fall to the ground immediately, and he just steps over and darts quickly into the room.
So who's left?
As soon as he hits the barrier edge of the room, though, you see a bunch of runes flash right around the sides. Who here's proficient in Arcana or Religion?
The guy who's just fell asleep.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, yeah. Yep,
That's
I
it.
have neither.
Well,
No
there's the
worries.
guy who just went in the room, and the guy who just fell asleep, and I think we're probably good.
Yeah, one of them is Arcana. Well, Lamor might be our proficient in Arcana, considering his
possible.
class.
I am not. I am not that smart of a bard.
So So he darts into the room. The runes glow all of a sudden, and you see the same color as is coming off, or was coming off of Erethan's hammer before she was pinned to the ground. Flares up in this blue shimmering, metallic looking light in the doorway. He hits this edge of this barrier, and the purple that was coming off of his eyes starts to glow even brighter.
So who's still left up? It's myself.
That would be Raven and Zangulus, I believe, are the only two still standing right now.
Great.
Yeah.
You hear a booming voice come through.
The tear will not be taken. Not on this day. It is to remain in this realm as a point of balance. It will not be yours. Using an avatar, I see. No.
And with that, you see the same light flash down the hallway, start surrounding, for those of you that can actually still look around the room. It starts surrounding Haster. And the purple light and the blue-silver light start to coalesce into a form. It turns into this almost black and white shifting shape right in the middle of the area.
I shoot it.
Okay, go ahead, take a shot.
Hey, why not try? Oh yes, a 1. 1.
Critical
Can't fall
fail.
off.
I'm glad I'm not in the way of you.
Not even knowing what it is you're aiming for, you just let loose an arrow.
Yeah, that's what I did.
And it sails through the air and hits the barrier right in front of one of the kids. And the kid hits it, disintegrates to nothing.
Think of the children.
As the light continues to swirl and everything else.
Should have a bad
This
rolls
day,
counter.
Those touched. Well, you will be saved.
And with that, the black starts surrounding Haster, slips down the hall, and then roll perception.
Roll a 1.
Raven also, you can roll it. You're up.
Can I roll it from the floor?
You can't look around. You're looking straight up at the ceiling.
6.
Frozen.
I got 21. No, 20.
All right. You notice the black shoot down the hallway, and Nixie's green eyes shift from there to a clouded black color starting to overcome them. The black then extends out from around her, pours out of her mouth. You look over, you see the same thing happening to Haster, and both of them just disappear right into the floor.
Well, this has been a bad day.
No, it hasn't been a bad day. Where's he gone?
And with that, Garrett, you're up, and so are you, Flint. You're all of a sudden you can move again. Carrick too. Like you feel your body release. The tension comes off as soon as they're gone. Immediately.
Is the one with the shield still here?
Erethan, yes, she's standing back up. She's looking around now and everything else. Her hammer's up and everything. Shield's down.
Then I just get up and say, "What the bloody hell was that? Where is our friend gone?"
You tell me! What
This is
was
your bloody
that?
cave?
We do not know.
what just happened.
Our friend just goes crazy. I mean, friend is a hard term. We're not really friends. He's my acquaintances.
Acquaintances?
Yeah.
I was led here long ago. When I fled my parents. Protected. As I protect these children.
You still haven't told us from what? From
Yeah.
what are these children protected?
What's after you? What's after whatever this thing is he was talking about?
Cannot describe it. All I know is that upon reaching my 12th birthday, my parents brought me into some sort of chamber below the castle, below the keep. It was dark. Something tried to take me. Don't know what it was. They told me it would be all right, but a voice spoke to me. And this blue light, I could see it behind my eyes. It wasn't visible to them, but it's there. So I pretended like they wanted me to be something else. But they were different in that moment. There's something darker going on. And now they want to do the same to all the children.
But who are they?
Whoever is controlling the upper town. Things have changed. The slums, they're pushed away. The city, it's become divided.
Like something else is in control here.
Yes.
Do you sense evil is in control? I happen to notice that your
Very much so.
your shield symbol is that of Muhammad himself. Do you happen to have the gifts of the gods as well? Can you sense?
What do you think? And then you see the spark again off the hammer.
Yeah. I don't know. You could just be a follower and be very good at magic. I do not know these things.
I believe that is what saved me that day. And then all of a sudden, down the hallway, you can hear... And you can hear her. She steps forward to all of you now down the hallway. The children still staying back in the room. Looks around the corner. Hold! Hold, friends! Friends! Not anymore.
I roll my eyes.
How could you?
So they're behind us.
The Kuotoa, down the hall where you walk past. If you turn and look at them,
Yes.
it's very obvious. Purple light is flashing off their eyes now.
Oh, good.
Oh, okay.
Possessed frog people.
Great.
Excellent.
You just mess up everything today, Haster.
Thank you, Master.
Hashtag thank you, Haster.
Well, Erethin, you seem to have stuck in with the wrong folk then, hey. I better deal with this for you. And I turn around and start heading back through the group to face off against these frog folk. We'll deal with the rest of this crap after.
I notch another arrow.
All right, everyone, roll initiative.
Oh, I dropped my d20.
That's not good for rolling initiative.
No, it's not.
Oh, I rolled a 20. That would be the only 20 I roll.
Well, that's another 3. Well, what is my initiative bonus? 6.
13.
I'm not.
Hold on.
Sorry. I keep rolling 15.
It's not a bad roll.
It's a good roll. I just wanted to make sure people aren't like.
That's not the name of the show.
Anyways, 15 plus my my initiative is 17.
All right.
I remember having like a bonkers
So 25
initiative,
to 20.
but apparently not.
Yo, 24.
All right. 20 to 15.
Oh, Raven. Sorry. I have
What'd
20.
you get? Raven's 20.
20 to 15, you said?
Yeah.
17.
Okay.
Garrett.
Who got lower than that?
13.
I did.
13
6.
and 6. Jesus.
That's the second 3 I've rolled.
Well, you're embodying the spirit today.
Are you
I
inadvertently
am.
rolling a d4?
I could be.
Oh.
How many sides does a D20 have again?
13.
10. He has 10 sides.
4 in his case.
Yeah.
All right. Dangulus, you're up first.
All right.
You can see 3 of them down the hallway, the 3 that brought you in. Down into the cave area and everything. They're still visible there.
I'm going to take a shot at the guy who is directly in front of us.
All right.
So I'm gonna notch an arrow, or I already did. Aim it at him. And let's see what happens. Oh. 22.
Hit. Mark which one you were firing at, just in case.
By the way, Nixie and Haster are gone, right?
They're gone. They disappeared into the floor with a, like, basically weird black stuff coming out their eyes, mouth.
Yeah, I saw that. I just wanted to make sure.
Okay.
Because they're both still on the map, so I want to make sure.
That one.
Now they're gone.
All right, that one. 22 hits. Yep.
It
Roll your
is
damage.
D8. No whammies, no whammies, no whammies. And I can't see it because it went under the table. It's a 3. 3 plus 4, 7 total.
All right. Arrow. Ah! Takes it right in the shoulder. You can see blood starting to pour down the side and everything else. It looks back up at you. Its tongue lolls to the side. That brings it to Raven.
Alright. I'm gonna use one of my throwing daggers and attack the same one.
Okay, you are just in range, but you don't have sharpshooter, so that's at disadvantage at that range.
Oh, is it?
Yep.
What's the range?
60.
60? Okay. Can I move?
You can move first. Yes, you could move and have the distance. So you would need to go to here.
Alright.
All right.
So-
You move up the hall. And go for it. Take your shot.
19.
19 hits.
Cool. 6 damage.
Very good shot at him. So the arrow sticking out of one of his shoulders, you come up, rush past Flint, down the sort of the cavern, single file hallway and everything else. Bring up a dagger, flip it out, and takes one in the other shoulder, bleeding very profusely now. You know, its tongue hanging lower. It's looking at you. It is angry, but it is not down.
Ooh. These guys are a little tougher than what we've been fighting before.
Yep, Garrett.
Alrighty, so what I'm going to do is something crazy. I'm going to move. Is that 30 feet movement, right? Let me double check. Move there. 10. Right, yeah.
Hold on. You're a halfling, 25.
So it was here, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. All right. And since I can be in the same square as Flint because I'm a halfling, and I'm used to this, as I sit there, I pull out a sprinkling of holy water. And I start just throwing it all around me and like hitting Flint and Raven and Zangulus, and I start chanting, in halfling, and finish with "Besu me bless you," and I cast bless.
All right. So you come up down the hallway and quickly, with a vial you've been carrying, grab your holy symbol and energy. Fills your arm, the hand, into the vial, and as you throw it out, you can see it glows just a little bit with a sort of reddish golden light, and all of you get blessed. What is the effect of bless?
Bless is I can target 3 creatures, which is Zangulus, Flint, and Raven. Whenever these targets make an attack roll or a saving throw before the spell ends, the target can roll 1d4 and add the number of rolled to the attack or saving throw.
Okay.
So they can roll an additional d4 to attack. It lasts for 1 minute, so it'll last until the end of my next turn.
1 minute is 10 rounds.
Is that 10 rounds? Okay,
yes.
So they get it forever. For a long time.
Just
I thought
checking on one
1
thing.
minute was 1 turn, but...
It'd be a long turn.
We can only do it once, right? And that's our decision.
No, you can do it whenever you want.
Oh,
You use it for every attack until it ends.
yeah, might as well.
Nice.
Yeah.
That is useful.
Yep, it's a concentration.
Yeah, that's great.
So, all right, all of you are now officially blessed by Sayun.
You all have like a little yellow glow coming off of you.
Praise soon.
You hear angels singing in your ears.
I'm kind of sick of glowing. I've been glowing this whole bloody time.
Well, that's what happens with magic. Sorry.
I think we're gonna be glowing a lot.
Yeah,
I just
glowing
make you.
happens.
I make
It
you.
fades.
What is this, Twilight?
You
I make you shine.
were glowing for a second, and then it faded.
Okay.
As it was absorbed into you.
But I'm still glowing with light from that previous thing, aren't
Yeah.
No, that went away.
I? Okay, cool. So I'm
Oh,
no.
wait, no, the light spell?
Yeah.
That's gone. Concentration. So,
Okay, so I'm still Dwarf Twilight Edition. Excellent.
yeah.
I just make you feel beautiful, okay?
Glimmer.
Oh no, yeah, you're still nice and brightly lit. So, all right.
Because it lasts for
With
an hour,
that-
I think.
The one Koto that was down the hallway that's taken an arrow and a dagger now and everything else, seeing you rush up and then seeing the glowing and everything else, eyes flash with purple briefly and everything else, extends a finger and points out 2 fingers, 3 fingers, and then off the tips of the fingers you see a spark of purple energy. 3 darts come out down the hallway and they're coming right for you, Garrett.
God, I don't have any health. Okay, go for it.
So you take 8 damage
I'm dead.
as 3 darts come down the hallway and
I'm dead.
Ah!
I am
Well,
dead.
you're not dead. You're unconscious.
No, because it's half your total, right?
Not in 5. You're gonna
Okay.
make death saving throws now. So you're just unconscious. You're on the floor. You're bleeding.
Yeah.
You're not dead.
Great.
But now you watch as he extended a hand and then fired these 3 purple darts. They went right around you, Raven. Right past you, Flint. Like, it didn't matter that he was standing right next to you. All 3 right on target, and he just drops to the ground, bleeding.
Anybody else know first aid?
5, 6.
Because our druid is kind of. She left.
She's
Seeing
gone.
the darts, the flash and everything, seeing the darts coming down the hallway, Erethan comes running up and everything else. Extends a hand. Not on this day. I don't care if they were here with something of them. It's my god, my duty. I cannot let you die. And extends a hand, and you see the blue light come down onto Garrett. And she casts healing wounds on you for
Ooh.
9.
9.
Healing word for 9. Yep.
Okay. Do I go to 0? You start at 0 and move up, or do I start at
You
the
start at
negative?
0 and move up. There's no negative.
Gotta make sure. So I am now completely healed.
So she
Nice.
does that and everything else, and then slams her shield down in front of her and everything else. But she is turned to the side, and is facing the water that you see in the little alcove there.
Also, Flint, I only have 8 hit points, not 9.
I fixed it.
Okay. Sorry. Delay.
All right. Next up on the list, Flint, you're up.
I'm like, thanks, but I'm still kind of angry, and I rage charge as fast as I can towards them, and I got 25.
I did just fall unconscious in your arms, Flint. So
I can't get all the way, but I can definitely run forward and do a defensive wall in front of Raven. And so I'm gonna run forward. I'm gonna pull out one of my throwing axes, and I'm gonna hurl it at the injured frog person.
All right, go for it.
What's my to hit is the same as usual, isn't it? It's
Except it's dex for this. Oh no, it's a throw. Yeah,
it's a throwing axe, so it's strength as well.
It's strength.
So, 9.
You come charging up and everything else, angry at seeing the people around you getting dropped and the feeling of another fight and a challenge. This one seems to be more along the lines. This target is taking hits. You bring the axe up and woof, 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 ting, right off the wall. It just drops behind him, missing in your rage.
I'm like, oh, I'm gonna practice with these damn things.
Seeing the axe coming down the hall and it being blocked off, 2 of them start moving forward. 2 of the Kuotoa. So they're rushing down the hallway. Flint, you blocked them off. They're standing in single file behind you, and they bring up their spears that they've been carrying. The first one takes a swing at you. Nope. The second one, does a 14 hit you?
We're looking at my AC.
Yeah, what's your AC?
14.
Hits. So the first one in the line and everything brings a spear, tries to jab at you, misses as you turn to the side. However, one comes up behind him, brings up the spear past him, and catches you for 6 damage.
Sneaky bastard.
You feel that one, takes it right, you take it right in the side, it tears open a hole. This time you're actually hurting and bleeding.
Right, I am. My
Carrick, that means you're up.
Yep. Let's see. Let's move.
Don't forget Flint and Raven and Zangulis. You guys can roll a d4 when you roll your attacks as well.
Yeah.
And add the d4 to your attacks.
Yep.
Oh,
I grabbed
crap.
one.
I could have done that
just-
throw, couldn't I?
I completely forgot about that because that's what the bless does. So
I cannot occupy the same space as someone else because I'm not short.
because you're not me. Because you're not. I'm so special.
So it means the only thing I can do is bardic inspiration someone.
You can.
Who's up next? That is Raven, right?
Raven, Zangulis is up next.
Well, he's too far away from bardic, right?
I mean, aren't you guys right next to each other?
No, he's not.
Oh.
Well,
You can inspire him.
kill them all.
Wow, that was a
I feel
cheat.
so inspired.
Oh man! I am filled with determination.
Seeing Carrick rushing up into the battle, he turns back to you, Zangulis, and with a wink, just strums the loot once and says, kill them all.
Yes.
A little bit of a twinkle in his eye. You feel somehow inspired by this.
I
Take a
suddenly
d6
feel.
of inspiration.
What's inspiration do again?
Same thing as the bless.
Basically, if you're rolling a d20 for something, you can
Yeah.
add the d6 one time
Oh,
to
don't
a roll
get
before
stats.
I tell you whether it works or not.
Gotcha. So I got all these dice to roll now.
It might stack. I don't know.
All right. I know I got a lot of people to shoot through, so I'm not exactly sure how that works.
Now, after
In
Carrick
D&D.
finishes up going, you hear splashing, and 3 more
Oh, good.
come up out of that little waterway that you rushed
Oh.
past, that Aerothin was holding guard at. All right, you're up, Zangulus.
Okay. I can't see them right now, so what I want to do is shoot the one in the very, very back again that we've already been hitting.
Mm-hmm.
But I gotta shoot through everybody, and I don't know. Do
I'll
I
let
have
you
to
take a
get
shot with disadvantage on that.
Okay.
If you hit the back of the head, I swear to God.
I don't think you can actually hit us by the rules, but you can miss because it's difficult, more
Yeah.
difficult for you to shoot
Yeah.
around us.
Well, I got a lot of dice to roll here, so hopefully
It's sort of it's
this
a
adds up.
cover situation.
Oh wow. Well, I got a
Is
lot.
that okay. I was
So
like, is
you
that a
rolled the
good
D20.
well?
Yeah, you rolled D20 twice and took the low, right?
Yeah, I gotta roll another d20, but I got a feeling it's good either way. So. Oh yeah. So at the worst, I've got 21.
Nice.
Okay, that will hit.
Inspired and blessed. I don't know if they stack.
Yeah.
They do. You can
That is
use
some
inspiration
blessed
and
choice.
bless.
Oh, and I rolled an 8, so that's 14.
All right, so notching another arrow, taking an aim down the hall. During this fray, it's all clogged and everything else. You catch just a moment where it seems to be open. You loose the arrow. It goes right past everyone, past the two Koto right at the front. The one in the back, just looking, opens its mouth. Takes the arrow right in the mouth.
Oh yeah.
You see it
Just a
cough
tip.
up blood and everything else. Snaps down, bites the arrow in half.
Well, that was
Spits
clear.
out the back from its throat and everything else, and then starts coughing up more blood, but keeps standing.
Yes, so it's clear. I take full credit for that one.
Hey. We can share the credit for that one. He also rolled
Okay.
a D4 because of me.
That is true. But mine was the
So,
D6.
You hit it. You hit it hard. It's coughing blood, but it's not down.
Wow.
Wow.
Well, that's frightening.
All right. Raven, you're up.
Are they zombies?
Okay. Alright, well, I guess I'm gonna use my other dagger. And just try to, I guess, throw it at the one right in front of Flint.
All right, you can do that.
Well, you can finish off the one that's almost dead at the back.
Or I can do that. I'll do that instead. Do I
We
have
think
disadvantage?
it's almost dead.
Yeah, it has cover behind the others because of
All
the
right.
clogged situation in the area. you're in.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, I'll go for it. Um, 13.
13's gonna miss. So you bring
Dang.
up another dagger, try to flick it over at it, but you just didn't have enough room. It kind of steps to the side a little bit and everything else, just grinning as its blood is pouring out its mouth and everything else.
Okay. Well, I'm out of daggers.
All right,
Brought more.
Garrett, you're up.
All right. I'm kind of torn. Okay. I have to protect the children. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to step here, step next to the princess herself, and bash take my mace and hit it against my shield as well. And look at her and be like, I have you. I've got your back. And then I just take a fucking swing at the guy right in front of me.
Take that swing.
All right. Let's see. 22.
22 will hit.
All right. So. Okay. And a total of 3 damage.
All right, so you come up, put your shield down and everything else, bring out your mace, and with a heavy hand, just crack right across its side. You can hear the breaking of bones. But It's standing up and everything else, and now it's looking really pissed off.
So, aliens. I mean zombies. But I've been playing a lot of XCOM, and that's the exact same thing.
Not exactly. So,
They
the
make
one at the back
zombies.
who's bleeding and everything else shifts himself slightly out of sight, noticing that.
Jerk.
So you can't be seen. Flint, you can still just got an eye on him around the corner, and you see him bust out a piece of paper, and it starts putting its hand over it and muttering something. Ooh, yeah. With it, poof, flash. It goes off, and then you see it bathed in light. And the bleeding and the arrow sticking out pops out of its shoulder, and you see the wounds start to seal up with a little bit of the purple light coming through and hissing. They close up just a bit.
Oh, good.
no. Self-heal.
This isn't looking that great.
Well, I think I need to cleave a path through these two first.
So that brings up Flint.
Okay. Well, I'm
Make it
obviously going to be throwing a very angry axe towards that guy right in front of me.
Throwing an axe?
Swinging an axe, or are you throwing the axe?
No, the swinging of the
Okay.
axe. And we do a 20.
20 will hit.
And damage is, which one's the 12? That's 12. 8 plus 4, 12, 13, 14.
I was gonna say, did you remember to roll the d20 or the d4 for your?
I didn't, but 14.
Nice.
All right, 14 damage. Yeah, you bring the axe up, angry that you missed with that throw earlier. Swinging it down, you catch it right across the neck and just... It screams out as it cuts off to... collapses to the ground. You just cut it right through its throat. It's done. Dead.
One down. Rage rising.
The other one steps forward right into your face. The one next to you, Garrett, you see it take a step forward. And then the other two straight in front of you, and with Aerith in there, they're going to stay exactly where they are. And they have their spears out, and they're just coming for all of you.
Bring it.
Okay. So that one, no, because that was on. So basically, as they're bringing their spears up and starting to jab Flint, you bring up your axe, you just knock the spear out of the way, expecting it. Carrick, you see a spear coming for your back, and you just sort of shift to the side and everything else, and, you know, look back, and you just sort of, no. With Garrett and Aerith, they both try to stab at each of you, crossing their spears to catch you off guard, but with both of you and your shields out, you create a wall for each other, and ting, the spears go right off. None of you are hit. I rolled 3 1s and a 2.
Nice.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Face with a 1.
Yeah, I went from that 20 on the scroll to make sure it worked to 1s and 2. So now I'm embodying bad rolls. There we go. Zangulus, you're up. Or no, Carrick.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Carrick.
Oh.
Oh, well, I'm gonna step over here, and I'm gonna two-hand my longsword and give this one a good slash.
All right, go for it.
That's a 14.
14 does not hit.
Damn it.
So as you bring your longsword down and everything else, it brings its spear up and deflects it at the last second, so you can see it scrape right across this hide armor it is wearing, and it just doesn't break through.
Did you roll a d4?
No, he doesn't have a d4 advantage. It's only Zangulus, Raven, and you.
Okay.
Yeah, limited number for Bless.
Yeah. If I casted it as level 2, I could get 4 people, but only 3 people for the first one.
Zengulus, you're up.
Okay. I'm gonna move here so I've got better sight on this guy.
This guy?
This one.
The one in front of Carrick.
Yes. And I'm going to shoot him. Oh, maybe not. Maybe I'm not going to shoot him.
What did you get?
Did you roll a d4?
I did roll a d4, and I got a 4 on the d4. But I only got a 14 total as well.
That's 18. Or 14 total.
14 total is not enough. You bring up the arrow, and again, you take the shot, and it moves just barely, scraping right behind its head, just tink, and it clacks off the stonework wall. So, Raven, you're up.
Alright. I don't suppose I can hit the one that's right in front of Flint with my sword, can I?
No, you can't.
Yeah.
The only one that you could get to is the one at Carrick.
Okay, that's what I thought. So, seeing how easily Flint killed the last one, I'm gonna hop over here and help Carrick with this one. I'm gonna pull my rapier
Alright.
and try to pokey. With a 6. I'm sorry, an 11. I can't do math.
So you bring out the rapier, rushing forward and everything else. Jab. But these ones seem far tougher than the ones you faced before. They're more battle ready, they're more sturdy, and it just parries each, thrust with its spear and everything else, looking over at you. So they're almost mocking you now in their tones.
Do you remember to roll your d4, Raven?
I did.
Okay.
And I rolled a 1 on it.
Garrett, you're up.
All right, so the one in front of me is still alive, so I'm going to take another swing at him. Uh, 22.
That'll hit.
5 damage.
All right, you bring your mace down, up over the shield, catching it right across the shoulder. You hear a crunch right in its shoulder and its collarbone, and just... And it stands up and stabilizes itself against you, but it is barely keeping on its feet now. You can see it leaning over, starting to tip.
Damn.
So, all right, you just hear down the hall, you all of a sudden hear the pattering of footsteps. As Flint, you catch that other Goto that fired off those bursting purple darts of magic, runs off out of your sight.
Oh, I will get you.
Next time, Gadget.
Yeah. Next time, Gadget.
Disadvantage. All right, so that brings up Flint.
Okay. Smashy frog face. Where's my thing? 19.
19's gonna hit.
Excellent. Doing... only 5 damage.
All right, so you bring the axe down, and at a moment's push, it throws its spear up, not fully able to catch the swing as you misdirected it. However, it was able to push the blade off just a little bit, so it digs into its chest, but just an inch, leaving a good cut and some blood running out, but it didn't catch full purchase, and it gets right in your face, just...
Oh, wait. Actually, 7 damage.
Oh, okay.
But yeah.
So there's a little bit more pain in its voice there.
Yeah. So that was the minimum damage I can do when enraged. I forgot about the rage bit.
So, okay. You put your axe into him. Now, bear up. they're taking shots at all the people that took shots at them. Raven, you're gonna take a stab this time instead.
Ooh.
Nope. 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 And yes, that was a 17. Okay, so Flint, on you. Once again, you're ready for it. You're
okay.
raging, and you just knock the spear out of the way. Raven, you see it, and just being as quick and nimble as you are, you just sort of shift backwards up against the wall as the spear juts out from around the corner and misses you by an inch. Garrett, you catch the cross on the spear once again coming from those two. However, Erethin does not. And she takes 3 damage. So one of them just scrapes past her shield, catches her side just a little bit in a small space in her plate armoring, and you see blood just start to trickle out a little bit. She winces, but just holds herself steady there, and she's actually up now. She tries to return a swing with the hammer, but the Kuotoa just steps out of the way again, ducking the shot. That brings it up to Carrick.
Yep. I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna swing with the longsword in 2 hands. And it's an 8.
Wow, it's gonna be a long battle, I see.
Yeah.
So bringing it down, it's now become a pitched battle, just a back and forth, almost a dance between you and these creatures, with neither one of you giving purchase to each other, each dodging out of the way of each other's attacks as you bring your sword down, and once again, it just shifts its weight and deflects it with the spear, spinning it back around and just sort of laughing at you, like getting right up in your face. You can see that purple light just trailing off of it. Zangulus.
All right. I'm taking another shot at the one in front of Carrick. No, I'm not. 11.
Nope.
Guys are remembering to add the.
I
have
am.
the multiple dice there, yeah.
I rolled a 1 on the extra.
So bringing your bow up, but in the middle of battle, trying not to hit your friends and everything else, whereas you had a straight shot down the hallway before, this is sort of an angled shot, and doing so as Garrett steps back and everything, you have to adjust your shot at the last second to not hit him, and it makes the arrow go wide and just hit the stonework again.
Damn it!
Raven.
Alright. Gonna keep trying to hit this little booger. It's right in front of me.
Rapier out.
Oh, I rolled a 1. So that's a 9. I miss.
So once again, it's still the same situation, parrying back and forth. The jabs not finding purchase. You're held here and everything else. All right, that goes to Garrett.
Hopefully, I can break this bad string of bad luck. All right, I'm going to swing at the guy in front of me and finish him off.
Finish him!
Finish him. 18.
Hit.
All right, and
Fatality.
yes, poor man's crit. 8.
Rude.
All right, so now over the top of your shield, once again, seeing the overhanded swing work, you bring the mace back down and find purchase right in the center of its head. Just crack! You can hear the bone crunching. Its eyes just freeze for a second. It doesn't even have time to make a sound. And it just falls over backwards in the water. You hear a splash as it floats up, kind of like a dead fish in a pond.
Right,
Quite a
so
disturbing sight as it just
I can move
the water
now,
starts
right?
to get blood. You are still engaged by 2 others, so.
Oh, but I can't. What I was going to do was shift a little bit.
You can disengage or move as long as you remain in contact with the ones that were fighting you. Where were you going to shift? Show me.
I was going to shift here, but
1 attack of opportunity would happen if you want to try that.
I'll shift here.
You can do that. So after you crack him right over his skull, you shift forward a step to where the Kuoto is standing, and now face off against the same one Erethin's facing off against.
Mm-hmm. Boxing him in.
All right. So next up is, you can hear loud chanting starting, just it's almost rhythmic in the way it's coming, almost singing, but guttural and different.
Oh, this isn't good.
Do any of you speak Undercommon?
Nope.
Yes.
Hasta.
Ew.
Aster did.
I do.
Eric, you speak Undercommon as well?
Yep.
You hear, in catching of words and everything else, you hear things, hear my prayers, bring me what I need, and more energy, more power.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So you hear that coming down in almost a repeated loop in a rhythmical chanting, and you can see flashes of light appearing in the hallway. It's bright enough that it's flashing all the way down to where you guys are, even though you can tell it's from some distance off.
Coming from the guy who disappeared around the corner.
Boss fight.
Possibly.
There's a priest fish coming.
There's a dead priest fish coming.
Finally, a worthy challenge.
All right. That means next up is Flint.
Flint smash.
Hit it with your axe.
So 15. No, wait. Plus
4.
Sorry, I forgot my 2 hit. Oh, 21.
That'll definitely hit.
I like your D4.
Useful
9
for something, aren't I?
plus 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 damage.
You bring the axe down again, this time on it, finding Purchase right in its side and almost bisecting it, just right through the front, just
Smash!
as its guts spill all over the floor and it collapses right there at your feet.
Excellent.
Nice.
Confetti.
Can I then move or?
You can move now. You can do your movement.
I think I need to go and chase after this chanting beastie.
Yeah, 30 feet.
You guys got that.
Holy fish.
With my, how do I do the
Or is
ruler?
it 25 for a dwarf? I don't know.
It's
I
25.
think dwarves have 30 because they're medium creatures.
It says 25 on my sheet. I got
2,
short legs.
3, 4, 5. You can get to here.
Okay. Tally ho! Oh, that's not moving him.
So you go running, and you can see the flashing of purple light, and the pulsing's actually starting to get more frequent now as you round the corner, but you do not have the other Kuoto that was there that shot the magic off in sight. It's not there. All right, the other two that are standing with the rest of the group. Carrick and Garrett, what is your AC?
18.
15. Are we dead?
It's on both.
Oh, we're dead.
So, Carrick. The spear comes through, finds Purchase, and oh, you're not going to like this. Catches you right in the midsection, lifting you up into the air.
Ooh.
You have
Ooh.
been secured.
It's gonna sting in the morning.
Pulls you back down to the ground. Take 11 points of damage. It was a nat
Ow.
20.
Ooh, I'm dead.
I critted on you.
Rip.
Rip.
I got you. Don't worry about it.
And Garrett, the spear finds Purchase just past your shield this time as you step forward. And it comes up over the top, catching you in the shoulder. You can feel it burning, and it does 4 points of damage.
Okay. I'm still good. Still up.
All right, Earthen. This time she is not happy and everything else. She steps back 5 feet and seeing that the ones that had, worked with her. I have to look up the spell now.
Did the music disappear?
No, it's still going.
Oh. Now that you mention it, I don't hear it either.
Oh, it's just not being broadcast.
I don't know
Yeah.
why it's not being broadcast. That's weird.
There we go.
There we go.
Aha.
Apologies, everyone.
Such drama.
Okay. Where is it?
Well, I guess you just got stabbed in my favorite belly.
That's your favorite belly.
Are you like a cow? You have 7 of them.
Of course. You know nothing of half elves.
I know about halflings. They have at least 4.
All right. Sorry, I had to look up one of her spells. She actually just shifts to the side and everything else. Seeing that one of them just dropped Carrick to the ground, she brings her shield and hammer up. You were supposed to be protectors! You told me! You told me you served him! How could you turn? Bringing her hammer down. Binding purchase and everything else. You see it spark up with light. That same silver blue and everything else. And as it connects with the cooler toe in front of you, you hear a sound like the thunder clap, just as her hammer finds purchase. And oof, she does a total of 14 points of damage.
Jeez.
And as this thunderous blast hits him, it just slams him against the wall, and you can see the wave pushing him further and further into it, crushing the bones in its body, and it falls to the ground, dead, bleeding from the mouth.
I like that, lassie. She's good.
You didn't see any of this, Flint. You saw nothing.
Carrick, you're up. So roll a d20.
You have to fail a couple times for it to matter.
Yeah.
So it's a con save, right?
No.
No, just roll a straight d20.
Just
Oh,
roll a
6.
straight d20. 6? All right. Mark off 1 death fail on your sheet.
Ooh.
Basically, with death saving throws, if you roll a 1 through 9, it's bad. If you roll a 10 and above, which is still a little bit more in your favor, so it's a little better than 50-50, you're okay. 3 failed death save throws. But
It's
if
like
you
we-
succeed, you stabilize.
I think we need some more overlay on the go. Little death save skulls.
Yeah.
I think we might. So, Zangulus, you're up.
All right.
This guy's dead, right? Remember in front of Carrick?
Yes, the one right in front of Carrick is dead.
All right. Well, I'm going to take a step here. So that's pretty much the only thing left to do.
It's point blank. What? Don't miss.
I'm going to try not to miss. I missed.
Worst ranger ever.
Yeah. I got the worst roll I could possibly get in this situation.
A 1.
I rolled a 1 on both the extra
my
dice and my regular dice. So yeah, I
Crit's
missed.
epic fail.
Yeah.
Turns out he just wasn't that kind of ranger. He was more the one that kind of, make sure the forest isn't on fire. He's never used to bow.
Yeah, Ranger Rick.
Hey, boo-boo. So, as you come around the corner there, you see Carrick taking the spear right to the stomach. You see Erethin come up and smash this thing against the wall, and just the hecticness of it and the shockwave off the thunder, you just pull your shot completely and basically drop the arrow to the ground. Like, you're there just shaken by everything going on. You haven't seen violence on this level. And you can still hear that chanting coming down the hall. It is beyond anything you have experienced before, and you have experienced a lot. So, Raven, you're up.
Oh. Zach, what's my name again? Okay. Well, I think I noticed our little dwarven friend scampering away, and I'm a little worried for him, so I'm gonna go after him. I'm not gonna go, like, so far. I'm just gonna watch him. I'll just go here and be like, hey, where are you going?
Okay. You're not gonna... You can move further if you want, since if you don't take an action, you can go a little further.
I'll stay right here.
Okay.
I'm making sure my dwarf buddy has backup.
Alright. So Raven comes rushing down the hall. Zangulus, you see her run off. Garrett, you can see her run off. And Flint, you hear her yell out from behind you.
I got this!
You sure?
Worry not, little half-elf.
Oh,
He's
while
mine.
I'm running, can I pick up the 2 daggers that I threw over there? No?
Yes.
Okay.
If you say she didn't take any other action, so that could be.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I was just checking the distance to get back to where she is. So, yep,
Cool.
You run over, and as you come around the bend and everything, you kind of stop for a second. You turn around and go grab your daggers, one from the wall, and the other one that is covered in blood but fell out.
Yum yum.
And everything pretty much right where you're standing.
All right.
And you pick up your daggers again and brush them off against your tunic. So, next up, Garrett.
Okay, so I slide between Princess's legs. Yeah. And not even focused on the fact where I am, and just focused on Carrick, and I lean over and I rush a hand across his chest, and I sensually massage his chest, and then pump, and with just like a quick thumps, and then muttering some things, and cast what was it? Spare the Dying, I think is what it's called.
Doing Spare the Dying.
It's one of my my cantrips. Spare the Dying, yeah, which automatically stabilizes him.
Yep, that is correct. So as you're doing this and everything else, you focus on the symbol of Seun that you have with you, and massage him oh so tenderly, and then thump his chest just a little bit.
Yeah.
Carrick, your wounds seal up and everything. Your eyes start to just kind of flutter open a little bit, and you're stabilized, so you no longer have to make your death saves, but you are at 0 and you're basically out of the fight right now, unless you get healed up. So you're 2 fight, but you're not dying. Unless stuff comes after you, then it's bad. Don't get to get rid of your death saves, though. Alright, so with that, you can hear the chanting down the hall getting louder now. And it's pulsing in time with the light now. And you just... Carrick, even through your semi-state of consciousness, you could just hear one word over and over again. Summon, summon, summon.
Oh, that's bad.
Yeah. I'm not feeling too great about this.
Well, you guys don't know about that.
We can still hear it.
Mostly because I'm not awake to translate.
So that's you, Flint.
At this point, I hear Raven come around the corner and shout after me. I kind of glance back, and she sees a weird, almost gleeful expression on my face. Like, ha! This is a good day! And I charge to the south. Make it to there. I believe.
Oh boy.
All right. So as you come around the corner, you can see the source of the pulsing light and everything else. You see that Kuotoa there, and it's drawn some kind of circle around it on the ground and everything else, and it has a scroll out in front of it. And it is reading off of this thing, and the scroll is what's pulsing with light right there at that moment.
Okay, then I furiously grab my second throwing axe. I, in my haste, left my other throwing axe on the floor somewhere up near Poimcat. I grab my throwing axe and heft it towards the frog face.
Okay.
With all the mustard fury I can manage. Oh. With a +2, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 23.
That's gonna hit.
Excellent.
Nice.
And I get to roll a d6. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, wait. Rage is only melee attacks. Do hand axes thrown class as a melee?
Mm-mm.
No. Okay. In that case, it's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 damage.
All right. As you come up, you bring up the axe. As you come around the corner, you see the scrawlings on the floor and everything. The attack comes out, and right then and there, poof, you can see it scream. The scroll actually starts to spark and reverse. I need percentile die. Ooh no.
Uh-oh.
All right, where are these?
What did I do?
I think you might have killed the boss.
Yeah, Flint? Remember when I said that I would say when the time came, be ready to describe something to me? Flint, be a badass.
Be a bat in the throwing of an axe.
How did
What did you just do?
describe to me how this happens?
Dribble back.
So, I swing around the corner, seeing my quarry, grabbing the axe out of my kind of the little hoop thing on my belt where they hang, grabbing out, I go, your time is now! Heft it overhead, and with all the massed fury of my ancestors. Ha ha! Wait a minute, hold up 2 seconds. Not what his name was. 2 seconds.
Trying to remember the name of your ancestors.
I go, for Oscar! I hurl the axe with all my might, spinning towards the face of the frog person.
As you come around the corner and scream for Oscar, throwing the axe and everything else, the axe tumbles end over end in air. It catches the top of the scroll and pierces it right in its shoulder. It doesn't kill it immediately on impact. However, that slight tear in the scroll, you see it start to spark, and it seems to bend inward, and the light that was pulsing out now goes into a column inside that entire area. It starts pulsing faster and faster. And then in that entire, how close are you? Ooh, okay. I need you to make a dex save.
Dex save. Excellent.
Oh god.
Continue being a badass.
I get the +4, don't I? Excellent.
Yeah, you do get a D roll, 1d4 roll to your any save with with bless. So you get to add the D4 as well.
Yeah. 10.
All right. So you're going to take the full brunt of this, but as it starts to spark, as the light starts to pulse faster and faster, all of a sudden the column starts to expand outwards, and then just with a deafening, the entire area explodes in purple smoke and light, collapsing that entire section of the cavern, throwing you back against the wall. You take 42 points of damage in the process of this, and you see that Kuotoa just disintegrated, screaming.
42 points of damage?
4-2?
I rolled a 100 on my percentile. You know 100 in spell fail equals very, very bad.
42.
Wow.
So
So Flint's dead?
it knocked me out.
He's hurting and he's bleeding now. The rest of you and
He's
Raven,
close
you
to
see
dead.
Flint thrown back against the wall. bleeding from multiple places, bits of rock all in him, and the entire cavern is just, you can see, collapse now. That entire section is just gone.
Oh boy.
I hope there was another way out.
Doing well.
Hey, Garrett. We kind
This
of
is a
need you
good
over
thing.
here.
You're gonna have to shout that a little bit louder.
Yeah.
As this happens, the rest of you, Zangulus and Carrick, a little bit through your fluttering eyes, Garrett, Erethan, can all see. The other Kuotoa, its eyes, the sparking of purple, starts to flash. It fades away, and then the eyes just become nothing. They're black pools of nothing, and you see it pouring down its face, very similar to before. Comes out of the mouth, it screams, and then right into the ground.
Hey.
Okay. Quick question, Grakees.
Yes.
Who would have been in hearing distance of my war cry? Out of interest.
Raven would have definitely. I'll have a perception from Garrett and Zangulus.
Okay.
Our passive perception, or does you want us to active perception?
Actively, I want an active perception to see if you caught that in the midst of the fray.
22.
20.
Both of you heard it.
Lama just like,
Even amidst, in the midst of the battle and everything else, you heard him scream that. You heard the scream from down the halls, especially because it was followed by an explosion. So you kind of caught that entire moment. It seared in and everything else. But for now, it seems that the Kuotoa aren't there.
Okay.
And at Raven's scream of, Garrett, we need you, Erethan starts running down the hallway too.
I run sprinting down as fast as my
Me
little
as
legs
well.
can carry me. Get up to Flint, and immediately put both hands on his chest and gently caress them, and then like kind of lean over and go. I like almost as if I'm going to just kiss his chest, and then just start frantically pump in his chest, and spare the dying, since it's a cantrip. I can do it whenever I want.
Mm-hmm.
And he's now stabilized.
Again, the same sort of golden red light and focus on your symbol goes over, and the wounds seal up a bit, and you see the bleeding stopped for now. So, with that, the moment comes to a calm. Erethan notices that for some reason you all left Carrick behind, and goes back and picks him up, puts an arm over his shoulder.
All I heard was, "We need you," and I am.
So you see her coming back around the corner slowly, just carrying Carrick with her and everything else, and don't know what's going on, but this is needed at least to prove that I am of my word and I serve a higher power. And she throws her hand up against him. And Carrick, you heal for 4.
I take a look at her as she heals you, as she heals Carrick, and go, we are going to die unless in a few hours, unless we can figure out how to get rid of these things. So your health is great, but we can't do anything right now. We will die anyways.
Why is it that you think we will die?
No, we will die, not you. We.
Oh.
Because we have these marks. Because of in
Oh,
24
the
hours
marks.
we cannot get the children.
You weren't listening to me when I was speaking to you before. I have a contact in the slums. We can take care of it. Sort
My
of.
friend, it's going to take at least a day for me to patch up my friend here. And we'll be dead by then.
Won't. And she pulls something out of her pocket and goes, my last one. And pours the potion. Are you going to try and stop her?
No.
Pours it right into Flint's mouth. Flint, you heal for 3 hit points.
3. Hold up. I got some acting to do.
Sorry, 4 hit points.
What the? What was that? Oh,
That was an explosion, my friend. That was still Russian.
no. What was that you put in my mouth?
That was an explosion.
That was an explosion.
It was
It
explosion.
saved your life.
Great big.
Be grateful.
Why? Why would... That was a good death. Against the fishy mage.
I'm gonna
That was a
look
good
at
death.
her
Why?
and shake my head, and be like, "Do not worry. I'm used to this. He's not all here.
So that's 3
I
damage.
saved you again, my friend. You can
And
die a
here-
better death later."
Here I thought they were going to send the best they could against me. Or to find the children, or whatever they're up to.
Hey, we found the children. Okay, in
And
that
we
room.
did kill all of your friends.
This is true. You did handle them, and I don't know why they turned. This is something I need to look into. I have another exit to
Was
the
there all
slums. Don't think that
Fish monsters?
they weren't monsters when they saved me. They serve the same one that I do. Yes, you were right. It is Bahamut. They served him. I'd never seen anything like it before, but
Well, obviously,
they've
the
kept
reason-
me these
Generally,
past 7 years.
Speaking, the accent, right?
They
Generally
helped me rescue
speaking,
the others.
you do not trust fish monsters. Fish monsters are not to be trusted.
Just because they look different doesn't necessarily make them monsters. It was your friend who unleashed something upon this area.
Hey. Just because he looks different doesn't mean he's a monster.
I didn't call him a monster. did I? Not from his looks, but from
Just
his
because he looks
actions.
different doesn't mean he's our friend.
Friend, acquaintance, whatever it was that you called him. It doesn't matter. We need to get out of here.
Yes, I agree.
Follow me. Quickly.
It's not an awful idea.
So she just turns around at that moment and everything else, with the rest of you hurting, some of you pretty badly, but alive for the most part. The tunnel collapsed. She starts leading you up around the corner and everything else.
Okay, a follower. Yeah.
Now,
Yes.
who's the last one to go through?
I'll stay in the back.
That'd be me, because I've got to pick up my axe, and I want to say, wait. What was
Your
behind
axe?
this door? Do you have a key to this door? I'm very intrigued by this secret door.
Secret door?
There's a door there.
Oh yeah, there was a door.
Don't know what you're talking about.
There is a door right there. God, I can't even do the accent right.
Just kind of gives a smile. Go ahead and whoever's talking to her, roll a insight check.
3.
I got a natural 20.
4. I'm sorry, 4.
You got a natural 20?
Yeah. With +1.
She's -1. She got a natural 22. Paladin's not exactly deceptive. You can... Between the fact that the door is right there, even though she's keeping a perfectly straight face about it, it's obvious that just for a brief second, she knew, you could tell she knew what you were talking about. It wasn't just something that was down here. She knows these tunnels pretty well.
So I'm a dwarf. This is a cave, and that's a secret bloody door.
Well, if we are evacuating, I suppose that... Fine. Follow me.
All right.
And
What's
she
behind
turns
door
around
number
and
one?
starts walking away from the door.
Away from the door that we found?
Yes, she's walking. She says, "Follow me," and walks away from it.
Hey!
You're
Doors
not going
are
towards
free,
the
love.
door.
We need to check on the children, and the key is not with me.
Oh, okay.
All right, follow
Close
her.
her eyes, starts walking back and everything else.
I'm
You can
gonna
hear
go-
her plate clanking as she moves down the hallway. You get back to the room with the children, and now you can see it in full. There's about a dozen children in here.
I assume that one of my throwing axes has been obliterated in the explosion.
You can assume as much. The
Okay,
one that,
so-
yeah.
I've gone to pick up my other one.
And if it wasn't obliterated, it's on the other side of a collapsed area. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's gone for now at the very least. But okay, so as you get around the corner and into the room now, you can see it opened up and everything else, and there's crates and pallets of food over in one corner, and an area that's almost dug out to work as a serviceable, actual working sort of cold bathing area. The water is not heated or nice by any means, but it serves as a, you know, an exit to the sewers for anyone that needs to use the bathroom, so it isn't stored up in this small area. There's cots and beds in there. You can see a couple of shelves with some tattered old books that have been procured. So it looks like a rather serviceable living area, but off to one corner of the room, you can see a pedestal standing, and there's this blue and silver metallic looking orb, and it shimmers and shifts, just moving in the corner and everything else. No one seems to pay it much mind.
What is the orb?
Didn't that crazy voice say something about something that wasn't gonna be taken? What was that? What did they say?
Don't know what it meant. I was brought here for protection. Never paid it much mind, but
Oh well, joink. Pick up the
Did,
rope.
did they call it a pin or something?
you're gonna try and pick up the orb?
Yup.
Alright,
Have you not seen
roll a strength
any movies?
check.
Yeah, any movie ever.
Any movies at all?
That's a 14.
Okay. So you go over and you grab onto the orb sitting on the pedestal and everything else, and you go to lift it up, and she's, ah! So she starts to, you know, tell you not to touch it, and then you pull. And you put a foot up on the pedestal, and you pull. Kind of brace both feet, and you pull, and it just doesn't move. Like, you can't find purchase on it, and despite the fact that the thing is only about as big as a human head, it's not even moving no matter how much strength you try to put into it. Like, it doesn't even roll a little bit.
Well, I saw this at an illusionist in a market once. It's probably nailed to the pedestal.
Right. Yes, and, you know, there wasn't just two competing voices here, and the protectors of this area who obeyed Bahamut all of a sudden switching to trying to kill us, and that light at the doorway, which I'd never seen before. No, those things didn't just happen. All illusion. But that is not as important as what's here and now. And she walks over to the children, and they're all kind of there, just, you know, they range in ages between the age of, like, you know, 5 or 6 and just about to be teenagers. So you see all of them standing around her, and she goes over, "Are each of you all right?" And "Yes, Lady Elf, and yes," and the children mutter amongst themselves and everything else. She's like, "Okay, wait in the corner. We need to get back out of here, and you know how I told you about the special exit. Get it ready. I'll be back. I promised them something they noticed, and since we're leaving, just be ready, children. Pack as much food as you can." And with that, she walks over to one of the bookshelves and everything else, and opens a book, grabs a key out of it, and everything else, throws it around her neck real quick, and then All right, you talked about this area, and since it's apparent we need to leave, then, well, follow me.
I'm like trying to wedge my rapier under the orb. Trying to find hidden pit.
Okay. Roll a wisdom saving throw.
God.
That would be a 11.
As you're doing this, your rapier starts to glow the same blue metallic color. It's shimmering up. It starts climbing up your hand, and then your eyes flash that color for a second. And you feel a sudden and compelling urge to go and drink as much water as you can. And once you can't hold any more, remove it, and then continue doing that, and keep doing that, and keep doing that, and keep doing that. And that's what plays in your head. You can't resist the urge to non-stop drink water now.
Great.
So, Carrick's eyes glowing this blue-silver color. He walks out the doorway with you, but takes an immediate turn towards the water there, and starts drinking.
I think there's something wrong with the bard.
Especially considering it's kind of nasty, bloody, fishy water now with that wind that has been knocked in. He's just drinking it nonstop.
Dude,
Yeah,
Carrick, calm
totally.
down. This is gross water. You don't need this.
Protein. Protein.
Oh, God. Okay. So I walk up to him, and I go, my friend, this is not the water you want. The water you want, my friend, is the good water later. So stop drinking, and we can move on.
Do you try to pull him away?
Yes.
Okay.
Gently, but pull him away with the firm pull.
Roll in athletics then, because he's fighting against you.
10.
And Carrick, roll in acrobatics.
$15.
So as you grab onto him, he slips out of your grasp, and he keeps cupping his hands in this nasty, nasty water, and keeps drinking it.
Are we gonna have to knock Carrick out? Oh, God.
I'm gonna walk
you
up
want
to
him
him
knocked
and
out?
kinda kick
Earthen
him.
walks over and goes, tried to warn him. This is touching things that we don't know. Well, what's your AC, Carrick?
15.
6 points of non-lethal damage. You just feel a hammer go right up the side of your head and everything else. More the handle than anything else, and you just right next to the water. Your head kind of blurbs in. She lifts your head back out, tosses you to the side and everything. Slaps you a couple times. And you wake back up, your eyes no longer covered in that, and she's like, did you learn your lesson now?
Yeah, well. Or probably wasn't worth that much anyways.
Oh.
You're right, it is not worth any specific value, it's priceless. And it's something different with everyone. You're lucky that it wasn't the hives.
I'm starting
that
to
was
have
bad
thoughts.
I have
news.
a half-elf friend. Let me explain something. When someone who is a servant of a god tells you not to do something, generally not a good idea to try to steal it. Just from experience, don't do it.
And he has that bloody experience, believe me.
He's heard the experience. He knows.
Follow
Not a good
me now, or else we're just going to leave here and
Yes,
we're
let's
going
go.
to
Let's go
ignore the
collect your
room.
goods.
All right,
Good.
let's
I
go
will
see
need
what's
them.
behind this door.
What's behind door number
So
one?
as she walks up to it and everything else, she gets to the door, doesn't notice that it's ajar.
All right, we broke
Door's
the door.
jar.
Puts her key into the lock and everything else, turns it, and let's see. guys are so lucky. You didn't quite break the mechanism trying to pick your way in. You hadn't shoved the door far enough to cause any damage, so you hear click, and then as the entire stonework starts to slide out of the way, and as it does, who's standing where?
I am standing, I guess, right next to her. If she's standing at the door.
Yeah, she is.
I'm standing behind Garrett.
I'm still a bit back, just being grumpy.
Carrick and Garrett, roll perceptions.
There's a door.
11.
That's my line.
9.
You can see that at the edge of it and everything else that this is not anything that's a new feature in this area, that it seems that even the stonework and stuff down below and stuff, it looks older. The mechanisms are not of any new construction. So this looks more like something that she might have utilized in being brought to this area and finding it rather than having it constructed or built over time.
Okay, so it's been here. She didn't build it.
As far as you could tell by the way it looks far older than she would be or anything else. That this has been there for some time. So the whole room opens up, and you can see there are storage spaces and tables in here, and in this room and everything else. And in one of the corners and stuff, there's a couple of chests that are opened and definitely have some shiny coin in them. So this appears to be something she has been using as a bit of a vault to some degree, and everything in whatever wealth and treasure and items she could acquire over time to try and, as it appears, help the children and maybe even the slums themselves, because she keeps referring to the slums.
All right. Well, I first go to the chests and try to sleight of hand examine some of these things.
As you're walking over She like raises a hand and tells everyone, center of the room.
Dang it.
I look at her and try to persuade.
Okay, what do you want to say to her?
I am a fellow servant of the gods. You cannot trust us, fellow servant. Do you not know Seune? You should know Seune. You know she is beauty and love. Why would I take your things? Oh! Let's see. I guess persuade, right?
Mm-hmm.
So 24.
Ooh.
Oh, hello. As she's doing that, she's trying to watch all of you, and you're a cleric, fine, whatever. And she's looking over and paying more particular attention, especially because of the loot and you with the darker clothes, Raven, and everything. She seems to be paying more attention to them. So Garrett, she's not really paying attention to. So if you want to try and sleight of hand something, you can, but she's got a little bit of an eye towards your direction.
I'm just going to be like try to sleight of hand, like not covertly look through what's in there, sort of thing. I'm not going to necessarily take it yet.
Okay, yeah.
That's 17.
Okay. I gave her a disadvantage on that, and she doesn't notice it. So in sort of just carefully palming through, especially because you aren't pulling anything out and you're more looking and everything else, you can see that she's managed to acquire some decent amount of wealth here. It's mostly copper and silver coins, but there's a good amount of gold in there too. You can't really tell too much unless you spend a little bit more time, trying to count and actually take notice of what's in the chest, but it's not a small pile.
Okay. So she wouldn't necessarily notice if something is missing.
But as she's going and everything else, she's like, even though you coming down here was a bit of your fault, these are gonna come in handy. It was my last one on me, but I do keep a backup supply. And she goes over to a cabinet in one corner and everything else and opens it up. And in there you can see, shelving with individual slots in it, most of them empty. However, in there are 4 red potions, very similar to one she gave Flint.
Mm-hmm.
And she pulls them out and everything. She's like, I'm fine, I can take care of myself. But it's for the trouble they caused. And because you don't seem to be hostile, at least at the moment. Because I'm pretty certain that I could crush a skull if you decide to turn on me.
Plus, we're morons.
She hands out, she holds out the 4 potions, like 2 in each hand. And she's just standing there holding them towards you guys and just kind of gives a shrug and a, well.
If no one approaches, then I approach and grab the healing potions.
All right.
There's 2, you said?
4. 2. She had 2 in each hand, but she'll hand them to you.
All right. So as I do that, as I take all 4, I look over at Flint and Carrick and go, Flint, Carrick. I just toss those 2 of the potions to them, knowing that both of them had recently died.
I'm like,
Not quite dead yet.
this tastes like crap, and I toss it back.
I will force feed it to you, Flint. And I know you. I know how to do it. I've done it.
Correcting myself, you're at 4 HP.
4.
Yeah. What you have are 4 healing potions, just standard common healing potions. They're 2d4 plus 2 healing when you drink one.
Okay.
And if you want to be thinking about the potions, think Mr. T, B.A. Baracus, and his love of flying.
I got that.
I ain't getting on no plane.
She hands those out to you and she goes, all right, well, I don't know how long it is until I'll be back, but it will be safe down here and I could come for myself. Half should do. And she goes over to the other corner and everything else and ignores some of the, the paperwork, and there seem to be maps and things drawn out here.
All right, so I start just boldly going over and looking over at the maps and the paperwork and stuff like that, and seeing what I can gather from it while she's doing other things.
Okay, roll and investigate.
10.
All right. Because you're still trying to be a little bit, you boldly went over there, but you don't want to pick them up and
No, I'm looking at them. I'm seeing what they are.
Yeah, you're not being super obvious about it and everything else, so you're mostly glancing at it. You can tell it is definitely Caprese and this region, the forest area and everything else, and there are sections of it marked off in different shaded colorings, and you don't know quite what it means, and you don't see an obvious legend to it, but there's definitely some kind of pattern to how it's marked off. So you see her over at the box and you hear a bunch of coins clanking and everything else, and she's got a large bag, and this, and then K, and then she turns around and looks at you, all of you and everything else. How much was I worth?
Excuse me?
How much was I worth?
Well, mostly our lives.
500 gold. There was the children. It wasn't you. It was the children. They wanted to meet us to bring back the children and our
Was I
lives.
not
And
one
they would
of the children they named?
Huh?
Was I not one of the children they named?
Oh, they never named them.
Yes, true. You were one of the children they named, but you had been gone for so long. They were mostly just concerned with any children that were left.
Well, if it's one thing mercenaries can appreciate, it's coin. I don't have that much to give you. But if you keep your mouth shut, I can take care of what's on your arm. To a certain extent, your lives will no longer be in danger outright. And they won't be able to find you. However, if you are spotted, things could go very, very poorly. But I could use your help as well. And she pulls out a second sack after she filled one up, and she goes, "This is mine, and this is for all the children that should pay for this." All right. And then she ties off the sack and everything else, and 200, that's what I can offer.
It's better than nothing.
I just want the bloody thing gone. I don't want to die to some random spell.
I'm with the dwarf. I'm mostly interested in getting this off my arm.
The money's not bad. Money can do things. I can use this to give back to society. I can help Seune with this money.
Well, if they don't seem interested, and she goes and starts divvying out more coins. Thank you for the donation to the children. And she hands it back. 120 seem fair.
Hey, what? No.
I'll take it.
140.
Oh,
I don't know what that means, but my mum said it once.
You had a mother?
She was a saint of a woman. Watch your mouth, short stuff.
I'm just surprised that you did not just spring from the ground, from the rock.
It's, you know, it is for a good cause, and it is coming away from, you know, the mouths of the very children I'm trying to save. Plus, I will make it so your lives are spared and not under the control of something far more nefarious.
I'm okay with this. This is fine. But my friends, not all of them do what they do for the love. They do what they do for
money.
coin.
Thank you.
Raven, go ahead and roll a persuasion.
Okay. Oops.
With disadvantage.
Oh.
Can I help her? I'm trying to help her out. That's where I'm trying to convince her that, like, gold is important for some people.
11.
She took that as giving herself advantage, so, all right. Wow. Fine. She puts it all back into the sack. I rolled a 1. She puts it back in the sack and everything else, just like, it's still in my nature of the aristocracy, and so try and hold on to what's ours, but I do serve him. She holds the bag out to Raven.
I will take that. Thank you.
So, Raven, yours to do with whatever you want. She handed you the bag of 200 gold.
I kind of look at the others, just like, I can hang on to this if you guys want me to. I don't mind.
I don't care.
I'm like, hey now. And I
All
go
right.
up to grab the bag.
We'll split it. You and me.
Let me explain something as well. Flint, he does not like the coin, but he likes the things that kill things, and coin buys that. So he's still used to this concept of pay and coin. So he probably wants coin. He just doesn't know it yet.
I'll give him a coin.
No, not a coin. Coin.
All right.
Is this something lost in my translation?
I'll give Flint a couple coins. Like, here you go. Good work.
All right, so Flint, you are up 2 gold, and Raven, make sure you mark it 198.
Well, I'm giving.
And I want my cut too, my friend.
All right, that's fair. So, two to Flint, and then it's the rest among the rest of us. What is that?
See, 198 divided by 5.
I see this happening. And while I'm not bothered about the money, I am bothered about fair. And while I can't count the coin, I can see the difference in volume happening. And I look at my 2 coins, and I look at the volume of other coin. I'm like, And I just give a questioning glance at Raven. And I'm also already very, very grumpy, so.
All right. Well, seeing the grumpiness of my dwarf friend and recalling very vividly how he caved in the heads of a couple of our enemies, I'll split it evenly among everyone.
So 40 gold to each of
and
you.
blew up a mage.
40?
Yeah,
40, yes.
Divided by
Alright.
5 is about 40, yeah.
Now can we worry about the more important thing at hand, getting
Yes,
this mark
now-
off?
Now we will get out of here. We need to get to the slums. As long as you stay within Caprizi, it will be fine. And the slums technically are covered by this nasty enchantment.
I got
what
these.
we've
I got
seen
these.
before.
And what I do as she's talking about that, I rummage through my belt pouch and some of my pack and all that kind of stuff, and I pull out a little kit that's got like makeup and hair and like wigs and like little pieces here or there, and I start like showing it around. Like I have experience in making people look not like people, or the people they should be, or I can make you not look like you. Do not worry, my friends.
That takes time we don't have. We have to get out of here now.
Okay.
While this has been happening, by the way, after we've divvied off the gold, I've turned around, suddenly wandered back down the corridor, and I'm just kind of down on one knee, fist on the floor in front of the rubble, just kind of muttering to myself, "Ignore me."
All right, so I'm willing to go with her wherever she's going now.
She starts walking out of that area and everything else. Hurry up before I seal you in.
I'm going.
As much as I wouldn't mind being sealed in a room with a bunch of gold, I figured that's not sustainable, so I will go as well.
Yeah, you can't eat gold. Well, not and survive.
Yeah.
All right, so as you all leave the room and everything else, she pushes on a piece of rock there, and, you know, it sort of moves back in. You see her put the key almost straight down into the notch and then turn it, and the door starts sliding back shut, and the rock comes out.
Where
and
does
everything else
Where does she put the key when she's done with it?
around her neck again.
Okay.
It's very much around her neck. So that's where it was before. And she starts leading you back down the hallway. You're back getting back into the room with the children, and all of a sudden you hear splash, splash, splash.
Oh, that's bad.
Alright, I run into that room then.
Yeah, the second I hear the splashes, I sprint. The
Yeah.
children.
Looked after the children.
With my...
She just looks behind her and everything else and goes, "It takes 10 minutes. Someone has to hold it. They know how to get in. The drowning mermaid in the slums. Get the children there. Get yourselves there. They'll take care of it. Just say I sent you." And then you see her run back down the hall and slam her shield against a part of the wall, and you see the door that she came out of slide back shut. And you hear grinding. And it seals off, and a second door at that hallway, which is by the room, seals the room off. Now it's faintly lit by well, it's actually pretty brightly lit thanks to the glowing clothes of Flint. But you can see the blue kind of, glowing off in the corner, and there's a couple of torches and everything else, and the children were heading to light them when they saw the door going to shut, but then noticed the glowing dwarf and stop and everything. It's, but the Lady Erethin is out there, and she said, and you see one of the older ones come up and grab the other. She said we needed to get ready. We need to get ready to go. Gather the food. And they start gathering things, and they push open a corner of the wall, and there's a room there. Opens up that's about 30 feet by 30 feet. And you can see something scrawled in to the floor and everything else with arcane symbols across it. And none of you have proficiency in arcane, right? Arcana?
Nope.
No.
Okay.
Nope.
The children all, "Come on! She told you to, come on!" And they're like, some of them are crying and, weeping and everything else. And some of them are trying to get the younger ones in there and everything. And they're obviously quite terrified.
Well, I was like, I'll go first, kids. And I just kind of barged through to go first down the corridor to check that everything is okay with my glowing brightness.
You step into the room and everything else, and it glows, and as soon as you step in, you see the circle start to pulse and move with color and everything else, and they look around and say, we have to go, and they all rush into the room. All the kids like scatter around you, stand inside.
I will rush in after them.
Yeah, we go after him.
All right, so as all of you step into the room and the last one does and everything else, you see the orb in the corner flash all of a sudden, and the door comes down on this room. Symbols start popping off all over the place, matching in timing with the symbol on the floor. And you see sparks of the blue and silver light and everything else, and you can hear outside that thunderous smash again, like you did as one of the Kuotoa was smashed against the walls. You can hear that. You can hear the door almost explode, the stone doorway. One of them is open. You can hear footsteps rushing into the hall. The second door you can hear slamming right about where that door would be. And just as you hear that door basically explode, and you can hear as something charges in the room, there's a zzz, and you find yourselves out on the beach.
There's a beach.
All of you just land. You're out on the beach. You can see the water. It's off to your left. To your right is a bunch of tents and sort of makeshift houses. And you can, off in the distance, especially for the people that came in by the docks, you recognize the Caprizi docks. They're very much, the same ones you saw, but they're a ways off in the distance now. They're a mile and a half away down the beach. And you can see the large stone walls that you were on the other side of before, so it looks like this time you are in the slums.
Okay.
No.
Are the kids with us?
When
you look around and they're there with you, landed on the beach.
Okay. As we were sitting there, what I do is I go to reach into my bag. I pull out my priest robes to wear my armor, and I try to don the priest robes over my armor to try to make myself look a little bit more respectable. And I put the signet ring on, the signet ring I have on my hand, and I make sure that my symbol is is proclaimed, like it's out. And I call them like, children, come with me. I will be your headmaster for today.
Anybody else think there's a bad idea here?
You do. You don the robes and everything, put it on, and the children are there and everything, and they're kind of huddling around because at one moment it looked like you were all going to attack them. There was that weird guy with you, and one of the older children steps forward and goes, I don't know if I can trust all of you. It's
All right, I'm gonna do a persuade, but I'll be like, I hold up my symbol. I am
Not him. Anybody but him.
All right, go ahead and try and persuade.
I am a servant of Seune. I came with my friend, the dwarf, who is angry and
Hey, children love me.
who he came here specifically to find you and make sure you are safe. That is why he did it. And for right now, we are here to protect you until your friend can come back. But she will come back. Do not worry.
I give them my best bearded dwarfish smile.
And I'm gonna roll what is it? Persuade, I guess, for that.
Yep.
22. I am a charismatic a cleric.
Sure.
They look at you, and most of the kids stay there. However, a couple of them seem to be trailing back and off, and they seem to be talking amongst themselves, low, whispering, and everything. They're not quite moving towards you.
I go with myself. Come on, kids, let's go. Let's take you to a nice tavern and get you a nice ale. It'll make you feel better, won't it, children?
Roll a perception first, Flint, then a
We can
persuasion.
just offer ale to children.
Yeah,
That's what we give
good.
our kids in the Dwarven Kingdoms. Do you not give yours? A 19 on the first one, plus, what was it?
And then a persuasion roll.
A perception. So a 22.
Okay.
And 12, 15.
All right. As you walk up, you can hear them all talking. Maybe we should find a god. We don't know who they are. Lady Earth, and she's from here. But them, we don't know them. Maybe we should find a god and go back to our parents. Lady Earthen was supposed to protect us. We could trust her. And then you walk up and everything and give them a smile and not being even though he is charismatic enough to talk to them, still frightened off a few of the kids' cleric. As you walk up and give the grin and offer ale, they go, I've never had ale. It's...
We're gonna get the kids drunk.
We like you. And one of the little girls and stuff walks up and grabs a hold of your beard, like hanging onto a hand, but
Aw.
your beard. She's all of like 6 and everything else, and just looks up at you and everything, like, and just goes, hell.
I did pick her up. That's a bad idea. I now have a small girl on my arm. She's probably about the same height as me because I'm a dwarf. But
No,
actually, I'm a tall dwarf.
I'm about the same size as the children. You're probably taller.
Yeah, the 6-year-old might be smaller than Garrett, but most of the kids are around or taller than him. So
I'm 4'10". I'll have you know, I'm a big dwarf.
While this is going on, I'm gonna look around just in the vicinity for this drowning mermaid.
okay, you can. You're just gonna look around for it to see
Yeah,
if you
just
see it, or
if I see anything that looks like it could be a pub.
all right, go ahead and roll a perception.
All right. 19.
You can spot out of the corner of your eye a couple of people that seem to be staggering a little bit as they walk, and they seem to have tied one on.
Sure.
So
And they look-
if there's anyone,
They look like they might be coming from a particular direction.
they're just sort of staggering about in sort of the southeast edge of where you are, over near some of the tents and buildings, but you don't spot anything like a building, and they're just kind of there near a couple of tents and stuff, staggering about.
Okay.
I also want to address what the kids were talking about as well, seeing as I'm talking to them. I just want to say, hey kids, the strong lady, she said that there's people up here who are doing bad things to kids, and that's why you had to escape from your parents. But don't worry. As soon as we figure this stuff out, we will get you back to your parents. That's my promise. My dwarven promise. We'll get you home. Just stay with us for now, and we'll keep you safe.
First, we're gonna get you drunk.
Go ahead and roll another persuasion.
12.
They seem to warm up to you even more, and seem to be willing to follow, and some of the other ones that were over with Garrett kind of move your way and everything else. So it even though you could be a little bit gruff at times, you seem to be able to think like the kids.
I told you, kids like me.
So, despite your gruff and battle-hardened exterior, they do warm up to you, and the kids come over and they seem to gather around you and everything else and look at you and say, well, where do we go? And they seem to be waiting for all of you.
I motion towards the direction of the people who seem to be inebriated. I I think we need to go off in that direction for starters.
Have we bothered asking the children if they know where the drunken mermaid is?
Why would the
Kids don't
children
know
know?
anything.
No, nobody asked us.
Children, your friend said to meet you at the drunken mermaid. Where is the drunken mermaid? Do you know? Have you heard?
Oh, we lived there and then under there. No.
Okay, well, we would follow my half-elf friend. He can find things.
Well, all I know, it sounds like my kind of place.
All right.
With that, the kids are just looking up at you expectantly, like, where do we go?
I'll start heading off in that
You
direction.
can see some people are starting to take notice of a group of people now on the beach with a bunch of kids around them and stuff, just kind of looking over.
Let's get moving, lads.
Yeah.
Come on, children. Come on, children. Let us go.
Okay, where are we going?
Follow the half-elf. You're going, right, Zanglis?
Yes, I started moving.
I wander after him with the small girl
Yeah.
carrying.
One of the
Follow
kids.
half-elf.
One of the kids chimes.
I'm not a
in.
half elf.
He's a wood elf. I read books, and he kind of smiles and everything else.
Follow the elf, then.
And they say us
Too many half-elves.
they say us children don't know anything.
I would smack the Sayuna into you, child. I would smack it hard.
I glower.
That one walks over to Flint.
Yeah.
Kind of hides behind him.
Yeah, I just glower at Garrett and grab another child. And
All right, so Zangulis, you're heading where?
In the direction of the people who look like they might be drunk.
Okay. As you kind of walk off to that part of the town and everything else, you can see that there's definitely a couple of inebriated people around here that you noticed before. They have tankards with them, which aren't always common, especially near hovels and tents, but you know, they could be their own. You don't know for certain.
Oh, I'll approach one of them. I'll say, "Excuse me, sir. Do you know where the drunken mermaid is?"
Hey, you're new. You don't look like one of the fishing guys from around here.
No, I'm one of the rangers in the forest. I do trading here, but I was told I need to meet someone at the
Rangers?
drunken mermaid.
First
Forest, yes. Forest.
thing doing around here is they drink. You're an elf. You're fancy and you don't drink.
I'm